I won't be spoiling any games in this video, because you can only play Outer Wilds, the 2019 release from Mobius Digital, one time. I don't mean that in the literal sense. The game allows you to hit New Expedition on the main menu no matter how many times you see the end credits. But Outer Wilds works different than most games. Outer Wilds is an adorable romp through a tiny solar system in a rocket ship made out of wood and held together by duct tape and a prayer. You'll inevitably burn your first marshmallow and then you'll crash your ship, or fly too close to the sun, or run out of oxygen after you got out of your ship in the middle of space for some reason and it floats away. Or any other of the dozens of mishaps that happen in interplanetary travel, and you'll die. And if none of that gets you, then eventually the sun at the center of the solar system goes supernova and you die anyway. The catch is that the protagonist, the character you play, a charming, four-eyed, genderless alien, is stuck in a time loop. Whenever you die, you are sent back in time to when you woke up, sleeping under the stars at a campfire, just in time to see the sun rise over your home planet. You toast a marshmallow properly this time, and get back in your spaceship to give it another go. Along the way, there's a mystery to solve, other space travelers to meet, and the history of an ancient alien race to study and uncover. By the time you see those end credits, you'll have seen most, if not all, of what the game has to offer. This is why you can only play the game once. You can only play it once because after that first time, you've solved the mystery already. You've met the other members of your team scattered throughout the solar system. History is now a living record and stored safely in your brain. Most importantly, you've done all the exploration there is to do. Real-life exploration, fortunately, isn't nearly that exhaustible. Launched from Cape Canaveral on November 26, 2011, the Curiosity Mars rover was meant to have a 2-year mission, and in 2013, 1 year after it landed, it famously used a motor on board to sing itself "Happy Birthday." When the rover clocked in for its 5th year, NASA threw it a birthday party here on Earth, but it was revealed at that time that the rover hadn't sung itself "Happy Birthday" since the first time and only time it did in 2013. When questioned, an engineer at NASA stated, "There would be no scientific gain from a rover playing music or singing Happy Birthday on Mars." People were outraged. They were genuinely very upset with these engineers at NASA. As one person wrote on Twitter, "It's literally an inanimate object. Why am I still crying?" Hundreds of Twitter users were upset, livid even, that this robot 230 million miles from them hadn't had a proper birthday party. A significant number of people were upset on behalf of a robot. It's not like anyone gets mad when somebody replaces an old coffee maker at work. Everyone celebrates that. Why this machine? Why this rover? The Curiosity rover has been invaluable for scientific research and, most importantly, being at the forefront of exploration in the modern day on Mars. The little guy has explored nearly 20 miles of Martian mountains and dunes. The rover still operates to this day in 2023, puttering along the surface of the red planet, exploring. Nintendo's 2002 release of The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker was met initially with some skepticism. The art style was admittedly not what people expected from Zelda. Where the game most differed from its predecessors was in its world. You're given a boat, a sail, and a wide open ocean to sail in. The Great Sea covers well above 95% of the game's open world, and most of it is just water. It's just wide open water in between you and wherever you're going. You spend an absurd amount of time sailing in this game. Nintendo tried their best to give you things to do while sailing. Collect some rupees, dodge a bloodthirsty shark, but just kind of feels like a mini-game. A distraction at best and proddingly annoying at worst. And yet there's something so charming about having all this ocean to sail in. You could sail in any direction and arrive who knows where. There's reefs with sunken treasure, dungeons tucked away behind tiny patches of rock. There's a vacation home you can buy to hang out in, a reinforced fortress just jutting out of the ocean like some kind of growth. There's a little delight in being presented with what first seems like a barren wasteland of a thalassophobic's nightmare, and turns into constantly asking yourself, where can I go next? The title theme of Wind Waker, the song playing right now, is a delightful variation on the songs played by both the Wind Sage and the Earth Sage in the game. In fact, it's a combination of the two instruments played by the sages in their respective temples. Linking these explored areas deep below the Great Sea is music. And you get this great satisfaction of building the shape of this world and the interconnectedness of it all through this melody. I think the thing that truly tied together the idea of exploration for me was the sights to see along the way. Screw the princess, I want to go check out that crazy-looking volcano island. I want to see what absolutely unfamiliar and strange-looking place is next. It's about the journey. Games that focus on the journey have always captivated me. It's less about the end goal and more about how you get there. I could go on and on about games that make you feel like you're doing something bigger, that you're forging a path through the unknown, eager to see what's on the other side. It's just so intoxicating of an idea that I sometimes lie awake at night, just wondering what could be out there waiting for me to discover it. I think we all have a little bit of that in us. The exploration of the system in Outer Wilds is where this game hides its best moment, breaking through the cloud layer of a gas planet only to find a liquid ocean underneath. The crust of another planet literally collapses in on itself to reveal the black hole core of the planet. You land on a comet to find that everything you want to explore there is frozen over. Outer Wilds, even late in the game, delivers something new to see at every turn. On my playthrough, I thought, surely I've found everything this game has to offer, probably half a dozen times, only to be proven wrong by finding something that's completely unique and alien from everything else in the game. Just keeps delivering, satiating an innate desire to explore. Humans are explorers by nature. We want to find and discover and be found and be discovered. I think above all, we're entranced by the boldness of it, the frontier and the journey. One of the earliest discoveries you'll make in Outer Wilds is that the other travelers in your solar system can easily be found because they're playing music. They don't play their own songs. Rather, echoing what the sages did in Wind Waker, they each play part of one song on their own instruments. Every once in a while, a few of the planets will align and you can use your sonic hearing scope to hear both instruments playing in harmony to the homey campfire blessing tune. The music in this game is perfect for making you feel the feelings it wants you to. You feel community with the other explorers, planets away, because you know they're playing the same song. And when you get there, they're just happy to be discovered. They're happy to have someone to talk to and be with them in grand exploration. Some of them are completely and utterly stranded on their planets, and they're okay with that. It's about the journey for them. If you're feeling up for a journey yourself, you can fly far enough out, turn around to face the sun that will explode in less than 20 minutes, and listen. I don't know if anything understood the meaning of the word journey as much as the Mars rover's spirit. Launched in 2004, much like its other Mars probe sister covered earlier, its intended short mission of 90 days turned into 6 years. A vehicle that travels at literal snail's pace of a centimeter a second managed to clear almost 5 miles of Martian surface and was widely celebrated as one of the biggest accomplishments of NASA in the early 2000s. Its mission objectives almost sound like they were just drawn up to be adorable. Search for and characterize a variety of rocks and soils. Search for iron-containing minerals. Its job was to go and find as many cool rocks as it could. We sent a robot to Mars to check out rocks because we wanted to explore Mars. That's why we did it. Nothing exemplifies the human need for exploration quite like the Mars rovers. That's why people were upset when Curiosity didn't get a song on its birthday. It's because the rovers are meant to be us. They're stand-ins for us, doing dangerous missions so that we don't have to, exploring in place of us because we cannot. They're part of who we are, and in a way, they represent humanity and our desire to explore, no less than the real explorers in the days before maps. Outer Wilds is a special game that borders on straight-up art for its ability to make you feel like you're truly a pioneer in a place where there's exciting and new things at every step of its journey. This is one of those once-in-a-lifetime type of games that embraces the humanness of discovery, purpose, community, curiosity, and exploration. It's been one of my favorite games released in the last 5 years, and I hope it is for you too. I'll leave you with this ancient Tumblr post that's been on my mind lately. It's been written and rewritten so many times that the original author's name, as it has with all ancient posted and reposted Tumblr posts, has been lost to time. It's okay. All of these people were just playing the same song on different instruments anyway. It goes like this. Gosh, we spent hundreds of years looking up at the stars and wondering, is there anybody out there? And hoping and guessing and imagining, because we as a species were so lonely. We wanted friends so bad. We wanted to meet other species, and we wanted to talk to them, and we wanted to learn from them, and to stop being the only people in the universe. We started realizing that things were maybe not going so good for us. We got scared that we were going to blow each other up. We got scared that we were going to break our planet permanently. We got scared that in 100 years, we were all going to be dead and gone, and even if there were other people out there, we'd never get to meet them. And then we built robots. We gave them names, and we gave them brains made out of silicon, and pretended they were people. And we asked them, hey, you want to go exploring? And of course they did, because we made them in our own image. And maybe in 100 years, we won't be around anymore. Maybe, yeah, the planet will be a mess and we'll all be dead. And if other people come from the stars, we won't be around to meet them and say, hi, how are you? We're people too. You're not alone anymore. Maybe we'll be gone. But we built robots who have beat up holes and metal brains and who have names. And if the other people come and say, who were these people? What were they like? The robots can say, when they made us, they called us Discovery, they called us Curiosity, they called us Explorer, and they called us Spirit. They must have thought that was important. And they told us to tell you hello.